Many financial analysts are saying that if mortgage giants Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac had been properly regulated in the first place, the financial mess would either never had happened or wouldn't have been as severe. Chief White House correspondent Bret Baier examines those warning signs and who disputed them.
The Bush administration raised red flags starting in April 2001. The 2002 budget request declares that the size of mortgage giants Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac is, quote, a potential problem because financial trouble in either one of them could, quote, cause strong repercussions in financial markets. In 2003, the White House warning about Fannie and Freddie was upgraded to a systemic risk that could spread beyond just the housing sector. In 2005, Fed Chairman Alan Greenspan added his voice on Fannie and Freddie after Fannie leaders admitted major accounting screw-ups. Quote, enabling these institutions to increase in size, and they will once the crisis in their judgment passes, we are placing the total financial system of the future at a substantial risk. Adding later at another hearing on the topic,
if we fail to strengthen GSE regulation, we increase the possibility of insolvency and crisis.
But the two mortgage giants had staunch defenders. Democratic Senator Charles Schumer said, quote, I think Fannie and Freddie over the years have done an incredibly good job and are an intrinsic part of making America the best housed people in the world. If you look over the last 20 or whatever years, they've done a very, very good job. Senator John McCain co-sponsored legislation pushing for regulation, delivering a speech on the Senate floor in 2006. Quote, for years I have been concerned about the regulatory structure that governs Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. And the sheer magnitude of these companies and the role they play in the housing market, the GSEs need to be reformed without delay.
So people who say that we never knew, well, how did this sneak up on us? It really didn't sneak up on everybody, and maybe on Senator Schumer.
Well, and the amazing thing is that Barney Frank and Chris Dodd were on these banking committees, and they knew what was going on, and now it's pretty easy to say, well, now how should we fix it? Well, a lot of people are saying, well, maybe we should have been dealing with this a few years ago.
And if you look over the last number of years, which of the people in Congress actually wound up taking the most money from Freddie and Fannie? We told you recently that Chris Dodd, the senator who heads up that committee on the Senate side, he took the most, followed by Barack Obama and then John Kerry. Money from Freddie and Fannie, the PACs, and also the individuals as well. And Gretch, yesterday we were talking to Brett Bozell, and he was talking about how, remember back in the day when the Enron scandal hit the fan, and it was a huge story. It led every newscast because there was a Republican connection. They were friends with the Bush family down in Texas, stuff like that. And yet, when you compared the amount of coverage with Enron to the amount of coverage to Fannie and Freddie, Enron up here, Fannie and Freddie down there.
In a moment, we're going to be telling you about the inside story, what happened in the White House yesterday. They called it one of the wildest meetings they can ever remember, and why Hank Paulson was on one knee at the end of that meeting.
With Nancy Pelosi.
Proposing to Nancy Pelosi?
It looked like
begging Nancy Pelosi in a theatrical fashion.
That's an interesting story. I'm going to stick around for that one.